Hi everybody. Today I'm talking about if I was starting my gut healing journey, exactly what I would do. So this is based off my own experience healing and everything that I've learned and what worked the best for me. So I want to distill it down to the things that were the most effective for me so you can just do them right off the bat and not have to get lost in all that trial and error and messy stuff. So basically, my own journey, I had really bad gut issues for over 10 years. I had IBS and chronic constipation. I would only have about 2 or 3 bowel movements a week. I had really bad abdominal pain, stinky gas, bloating, lots of food sensitivities. It felt like no matter what I ate, it would sit like a rock in my stomach. Things just weren't working well. And now my digestive health is completely different. When I eat food, it sits great. I feel nourished. I feel satisfied. I have bowel movements 1 or 2 almost every single day. It's very rare to miss a day now. I don't have any abdominal pain. I don't bloat. I don't get gas. I just feel really good. I feel really energized, and it is just amazing the difference. So yeah, let's get into what I learned to make that happen. I distilled this down to 12 things that I learned that I would start today and I would be religiously consistent about. Honestly, these are all pretty much all things that I still do and have done for the past 7 years to maintain my progress and stay symptom free. So these are things that I recommend you really do for life. There are a few things that I'm a little bit more flexible on now. I will have sourdough bread now. I'll have a little bit of properly prepared grains. So I have a little bit more flexibility with my diet, but let's just get into it. So the very first thing I would do that I still do is drink 2+ cups of bone broth or meat stock that is homemade every single day. This is super important. The collagen will help to seal and heal your gut lining if you have any damage there. It's really important for just healing your digestive tract. So I would do that. I also, having made bone broth for the past 6 or 7 years consistently, I would get chicken feet. Chicken feet work so well and they taste the best. So I would get chicken feet, and I would also make sure you don't put too much water in and just barely cover the bones and the veggies you're using with water. And that way you'll get that nice jiggly collagen-rich broth. It should be all jiggly and look like Jell-O. That's how you know that you did a really good job. So that's what you want to be shooting for. You can also do meat stock if you have more severe issues like histamine intolerance. That can be a really good place to start as well. Now, I have a recipe too, so I'll link my recipe down below if you want to check it out. The second thing I would do, and still do, is consume 3.5 to 7 ounces of beef liver every single week. Beef liver is incredibly nutrient rich. It just really helps you get all your nutrients in, and it's rich in a lot of nutrients that help you to heal your gut lining. So I would do that. I personally eat pate. I make a liver heart pate, and I have that every single day. I have 2 tablespoons of that, and that gets me right in that sweet window of 3.5 to 7 ounces of liver a week. I have a recipe for that, so I'll link that down below too. You can also use organ supplements or like beef liver crisps, or you can get ground beef with liver mixed in. There's a lot of different options there. The third thing I would do is consume 1/2 cup to 1 cup of homemade fermented foods every single day. So I like to use fermented veggies, and I also like to use sauerkraut. I have recipes for both of those, so I'll link that down below too. I also like to have yogurt bowls. That's another one of my favorites. You can also have kefir. I love kimchi too. So anything like that is going to be a great option. Homemade is significantly better as well. The fourth thing I would do is eat the following foods. So I would eat nose to tail meat, seafood, eggs, raw, high quality dairy if you're tolerating it okay, fruits, cooked veggies, raw local honey if you want, herbal teas, and I would get everything organic and as high quality as you possibly can. These are going to be the most nourishing and gut-friendly foods, so that should be the center of your diet, the main things that you eat. The fifth thing I would do is cut out those gut-harming foods. So that's going to be cut out alcohol, gluten, sugar, artificial sweeteners. That includes stevia, processed foods, and seed oils. And then you're going to either want to cut out or really limit and only have properly prepared grains, nuts, seeds, and legumes. So properly preparing would be like soaking your rice or oats in water with a little apple cider vinegar, or whey is a better option for the oats, overnight, rinsing it the next day, and then cooking it, or soaking your nuts in water overnight, or sprouting things can be another good option. So you can, in some cases, have some of those and heal fine. They need to be properly prepared. And you do really need to limit them. That can't be something that you have very often. I had stuff like that very, very infrequently when I was healing my own gut issues. All right, the next thing is I would drastically cut out toxin exposure. A lot of people don't realize how many toxins they're being exposed to and what a tremendous effect that has on your gut microbiome and your overall health. They're horrible for you, and there's a little bit all over the place, and they really add up. So this is something you have to be really mindful of. So tap water is an example. I would get a good water filter and a good shower filter, or just a good house filter in general. I like Berkey water filters. That's what I use. And then I have like a Live Pristine shower filter. You also want to be mindful of synthetic fibers, so like polyester, nylon, things like that. Instead, you want to get cotton. Organic cotton's even better. Wool, just natural fibers like that instead. Your undergarments and your sheets are going to be especially important, and anything touching your skin, but ideally all of your clothes. So this can be a process, but right away I would switch out your undergarments and like the sheet touching you, and any like shirts that you wear like every day. Those are going to be really important. And then with time, I would switch all that to natural fibers. So then you also want cleaning products, beauty products. You don't want any fragrances, perfumes, things like that. Anything that has an ingredient that's fragrance. You want to be mindful of your soaps. I just make my own on these. I use baking soda and apple cider vinegar for washing my hair. Sometimes I'll use an egg yolk or some aloe as well. I use tallow for skin stuff mostly. I actually make a salve out of it. But anyway, those are the types of things. For cleaning, you can use vinegar, white vinegar and water. You can use Castile soap. I use tons of Castile soap. Baking soda is great for cleaning too. For laundry, I just use baking soda, vinegar, and Castile soap. Again, for dish soap, I use Castile soap. You want to find really clean ingredients. Dishwasher detergent can also be another one that's very toxic. So be mindful, read labels, just start becoming aware of this. I make my own toothpaste. That's another thing. I actually have a recipe for that, so I'll link that down below. Yeah, and as well, another big area is the kitchen. So really limit plastic as much as you can. I know it's hard. My main things for that are like storage. So I use a lot of jars, glass Tupperwares. That's the biggest area that I kind of cut it out, is no plastic Tupperwares. And then you also want to be mindful, a lot of cookware like nonstick or aluminum is very harmful. So you want cast iron that's not seasoned with seed oils. And then stainless steel is really good. Glass is another great option too. So you really want to be mindful of your toxin exposure and start making moves to decrease that. It'll be really helpful for healing. The next thing is you want to get at least 8 hours of sleep a night. But what I really mean here is get enough sleep for you. 8 is not enough for me personally. So you want to get enough that you are waking up feeling ready for the day and not sluggy, and that you're not crashing in the afternoon, that you're having pretty steady energy throughout the day. That is what you want to be striving for. And you also want enough restful time during the day. You can't just charge it all day long and then sleep. Like, you do have to kind of slow down and rest during the day too. This is insanely important for healing. And when you're healing of chronic gut issues, sometimes you need a lot more sleep than other people do in order to heal. Now, the next thing is to manage your stress. Stress is horrible for your gut. It played a really big role in my gut issues, and it's something I made a ton of progress with, but still struggle with sometimes. So for managing stress, there's a lot that could be said here, but just a few things are, I like to be mindful of my day and not overscheduling my day, making sure it's very realistic what I'm putting on my plate. And that's not to say realistic and not striving for improving and challenging yourself. That's very important, but you don't want to make a completely ridiculous day. Like, I don't know, you just don't want to pile too much stuff on yourself. So that's one thing I find helpful. My mindset and how I approach things is another really important thing here. If you are finding yourself stressing about something constantly, it's good to ask yourself why, ask yourself if it's actually as bad as you think it is, and find ways around that. Anyway, this is a huge topic, so I'll just link a video I have where I go much more in depth about managing stress, but I just want to touch on that briefly. It's very important that you start cultivating a more calm and relaxed environment and daily schedule in order to heal. Okay, the next one is believing that you can heal. This is so important, and now that I've healed, I have a different perspective on this because I'm like, oh, of course I can heal. Anyone can heal their gut. Like, I know exactly how to heal my gut. Like, I did it. I've helped a lot of other people do it. Like, of course you can heal your gut. But I know that it doesn't always feel that way when you're starting, especially if you've been dealing with gut issues for a long time. That can be discouraging. And it's really important that you don't let that stop you and that you constantly remind yourself that you can heal and that you find evidence of that you look at other people's stories. I suffered with gut issues for over 10 years till I healed, and I still was able to heal. And I've helped people who have dealt with gut issues longer. I worked with a woman who had really bad gut issues for 20 years and she healed. So if you've had your issues for a long time, that's not a reason that you can't heal. If you feel like you've tried everything, I promise you haven't tried everything, or you haven't done the things long enough, or you haven't done them simultaneously, or you're missing something. You haven't tried everything, and that's why you haven't healed. I promise you that. So just really believe you can heal. Another thing I like to do is think about other challenging things from my past that felt hard in the moment that I did. Getting the splits felt really, really hard, and then I finally did it. Getting a pull-up felt really hard, but I finally got there. And another thing that can be helpful is think of things that your body's healed. I broke my arm in 3rd grade. My body healed it. There's nothing different about my arm now. It knows how to heal it. The same thing is true with your gut. Your body knows how to heal your gut. You just have to get out of its way in the sense of don't eat a bunch of processed food that's damaging your gut. Don't be getting no sleep. Don't be exposing yourself to a bunch of toxins and stressing all the time. All of that will prevent you from healing. But if you don't do those things and you provide your body with the nutrients you need to heal and the rest you need to heal, it is absolutely inevitable that you will heal. So really try to cultivate this belief if you don't have it already. I have seen it make such a massive impact. The people that I work with that believe they can heal take action so quickly and so thoroughly, and they heal really quick. The people that take longer to heal are the ones that don't believe they can heal because they don't take the same dedicated action. It's very subtle, but if you don't believe you can heal, you won't do the things that you need to do to heal as thoroughly, and that plays such a big role. So anyway, just believe you can heal because you can heal, and the sooner you believe that and embrace that, the quicker results you'll get. So the next thing is exercise. It is beneficial in a million different ways. So many different ways. But anyway, I really encourage you to exercise. That helped me a ton with my constipation, with just having more regular bowel movements. Although I have exercised pretty much my entire life, but I used to dance and then I moved to weightlifting and running, and the more intensity helped me to have more regular bowel movements. It is very stress relieving. It has so many benefits, and one of them is healing your gut because of both those things I just said already. It's stress relieving. It helps move things along in your system. It can also help increase your appetite, build up your metabolism. So if you're struggling with excessive weight loss or appetite issues, exercise is going to help you a lot. And then the next thing I have is get outside in nature often. This is so calming to your mind. It's also amazing. I don't even really like being indoors that much. It's so much better to be outside. It's very calming to your mind. It's just wonderful. There's a million health benefits of it, and it will help you heal. So get outside. The last thing is, if needed, dig deeper. So honestly, all the other things I mentioned, these are the fundamentals that I tell everybody to do. These are the things you absolutely have to do, and these are the things that will heal the majority of things. However, some people have more specific cases where they have a harder time implementing something. For example, I mentioned bone broth or meat stock earlier. Some people aren't ready for bone broth and they have to start with meat stock. I mentioned, get a half a cup to a cup of fermented veggies in a day. You do want to do that. Some people have histamine intolerance and they have to work up to that and they have to start really small. So there can be some more complexities. There can be some other issues. Some people have gallbladder issues and sluggish bile flow, and they need to be walked through how to increase their bile flow, what rate to increase their fat intake, and what other foods will help with this, and what other components are going on. So sometimes you do need to dig deeper, and you do need more specific guidance, and you do need to work on additional root causes beyond this framework. So if that's you, I encourage you to get help. It really makes a huge difference to have somebody else there. Keeps you more accountable. You get someone who's been through it, who knows what to do, who knows what things to look for that you don't even know you should be looking for or doing. So it speeds up your process so much to get help. So if you might be at a place where you can just do these things and you're super self-motivated and you do them and you heal, and that's awesome. And if you do that and you remember, leave a comment and let me know, because I love hearing about your success stories. But if you feel like you need some more guidance or have a more complicated case or just want more help in healing as quick as you can, I do offer coaching. I offer a program called Ancestral Gut Healing that's designed to help you heal your gut and digestive issues at the root so you can be symptom-free and pain-free as soon as possible. So if you're interested in hearing more about what I offer with my program and how I can help you to heal your gut, I'll leave a link in the description where you can book a call with me. We can get to know each other and see if it'd be a good fit to work together. So yeah, if you want to talk, I would love to chat with you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to hear more about just healing your gut holistically and ancestral nutrition and just more natural healing, I talk about that all the time on this channel, so consider subscribing.